a narcissist may use when you go no contact.
Oops, no. That's
Number
not what
one,
I'm trying to do.
who
I just want to say this. Watching this just made me feel like a real horrible piece of shit. Because the only way I could get myself to break away from the situation was to mirror her. And now I feel like now I feel like I feel like shit now because I'm not trying to make things worse, and the situation is just completely fucking off the wall, and I can't say things in a public manner because the people that she got involved with, I feel like right now it's making me feel like I'm doing a smear. When you're trying to openly defend yourself from a large number of people, flying monkeys, everything, who have actively been trying to destroy your life and have destroyed your life, cost you everything, and in the process they got involved with some very bad people, and that's why I don't know. That's why watching this is really bothering me a lot, and I'm because yes, there are times I question my own shit. It's like, is what I'm doing right? Am I allowed to stand up and speak up for myself? Not. I had to walk away from my person because now I even feel like shit for saying my narc, because the situation is really messed up. I had my head messed with for 4 years, everything. And I'm recognizing that there are people, the people that are involved have been involved in the gaslighting shit and to basically pushing this along. I don't want that person getting hurt. I want her to get help. The fact that there are other people involved that are also manipulating the situation, it's definitely making me look really bad. Because I'm a jackass that speaks up and fights for my family and the people I care about. And the sad part watching this, it makes me feel like shit, because when I feel guilty about trying to get people help, and it's not the best way, but I don't know any other way of doing so with this scenario that I'm in, and that they're in, that this scenario is. I have been feeling crazy a lot here. I have been having a lot of struggles. And when I don't know how to communicate to them in a safe way, is the only way I can put it, that they need to get away from where they are. I don't need to see them again, because the situation did get really bad. It got extremely toxic. But the things that they were doing, from exploiting me, trying to sucker me into certain legal situations, and trying to sucker me into a marriage while they're in a relationship with other people. And now I'm in all honesty, I'm very terrified for her right now. I've been under a lot of stress. I'm actually really worried about her, and the problem with this is when I watch this video here, it makes me feel like shit, like I'm that. I had to sever and basically go no contact, everything, minimize the contact, because that's my son's mother. I minimized it to email. Yet because I've had people stalking my Facebook, stalking my YouTube, all this stuff, I have taken notice and taken documentation. I started documenting everything for the last couple years because I've been attacked from every angle, from my kids to other family members to friends to people I completely have no idea who the fuck they are. Then there are people who are part of certain, I'll just say, groups, because I don't want to name them, because I actually liked the people that I had contact with, so that's why this bothers me a lot. And to me, the only people that I feel, yeah, basically at this point, even though I feel like shit for the whole thing and all that stuff, I didn't need my life destroyed so that a bunch of people could exploit me and basically just leave me homeless in on the side of the road. I lost everything. And it has messed up my mind. And like I said, watching this, it does upset me a lot because it's like I had to mirror some of this to get away. When you look at some of the techniques used for victims that they have to use to get away, what do you call it? No contact. That's also a silent treatment. When you're dealing, all that, there's, yeah, this, it bothers me.
Number 2, love.
See, the hoovering thing, that's where I feel like shit because I just wish they'd understand that I just really need them to get help and get away from the people that they're around. Go back to their family. Their real family. It's not even though they have face value, it looks this way. It's really actually not about getting her back. It's about getting her, needing her to be in a safer place with safer people. I had my life destroyed by a lot of people in this. So that's why when I see the love bombing thing, it makes me like shit. Feel like shit because I struggle to hate people, anyone. I still love my ex-wife. I'm not out trying to get in a relationship with her. She's already in one and has a family. I am worried about my current because the more I've learned, the more things that I'm understanding that it took all this fucking time and me having to get away more and all that for my own safety. Yeah, seeing this does make me feel like shit.
Number 3, the smear campaign.
Seeing the smear campaign, that part there, it makes me, that's what I'm saying, it makes me feel like crap because, as I said, I've been documenting all the abuse at this point for the last couple years. And I've posted it to my Facebook. I did the same thing in my YouTube. Documented it. Do I have a bunch of people supporting it? No, I've got actually almost everybody hating me. Except for the few people that actually know me, actually knew my relationship before all this weird shit, and knew how I was before all this crap happened, before the abuse started. They knew me before it started. I was never like this before. I've never been this way before. I had my head fucked with. And so because I'm being open and public about defending myself, because there's a reason why so many narcissists get away with their shit, because their victims don't stand up and defend themselves. Just like a rapist. If your victim doesn't stand up and speak out, that person's going to go on to the next victim. And that's why when I see some of this, I feel like shit, because it's like, well, yeah. It makes me feel
Number
like
4, gaslighting.
Now, the gaslighting thing, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I actually don't try to do that. The one moment I did, and like I said, I had to mirror her in some of this too. Not only get through some of this, especially over the last few months, but to also be able to get to a point where I could actually walk. And it wasn't all about her, and I wish she could understand that. It wasn't about things tend to evolve for a reason when new information comes to you. And when your reality had been flipped around, thrown around, done all this, and then you start learning the truth, and you find out you've gotten bits of truth over time, it does mess with you. And so when you're trying to speak out and stand up for yourself, and even stand up for others, when I see that part, it makes me feel like, well, that's actually no different than the victims trying to defend themselves, protect themselves. I think the difference is a smear campaign actually succeeds at having a large number of flying monkeys and snoops that intentionally stalk your pages. Victims sometimes have to go to these various places to figure out who the fuck these flying monkeys are and document these people because it's for their safety and their protection, so that they're aware that there's all these strange pages, and some you may know, others you may not, and start documenting. When you start seeing connections between the people, you start recognizing who your flying monkeys are. I'm already aware that I'm in a situation where people are intentionally trying to make me out crazy, intentionally trying to get me permanently locked away. I'm also aware of all that. I'm aware of. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. But I'm also aware that in its. Damn it. Sorry, it's loading slow. And I've had to remove several, like a clown one, which I know what that means. But I'm aware of what, when you get partially watched episodes, I know my other half. And I just call her my other half. I know my ex. 28 years, you know them. And yeah, amongst other things. And these are. They're. Yeah, I'm aware of certain things, and like the clown and all. They know I'm aware too, and that's the problem. That's the problem with having your. It's a problem and not a problem at the same time, I guess. You kind of are stuck when your services are linked. So what? Yeah, you kind of can't help it. So yeah, I kind of can't help but see it on your screen. So you see that stuff. That in itself would be, yeah. There's things I'm aware of. And all that stuff. So it's like, I feel like shit watching this vid.
Number 5, stalking.
See now. I guess now as I'm rewatching, because I'm not taking the time to go to people's houses or anything like that. When it comes to checking pages of who's who, I do that. I get new people, weird people, stuff like that. Pop it on my page. I check. Current friends and all that stuff, I obviously check. When I know which people are involved with my flying monkeys, that's outside of, I guess you could say, my person, you stay aware of those people as well. And at the same time, a lot of times those people will end up posting something that's letting you know that they're watching your shit, and that's why I check. It's like, are they watching? Yep, they're watching, because it takes a. Some people might take a while. Others, they might make a mistake and post something right away that's letting you know. I didn't deserve this, and I just know that there's another group of people involved that I actually don't want anything done to them. I don't want to name that group. And I know some of them watch this. I don't want to name them because I actually don't I actually respect them. The people I don't respect right now is a particular married couple. That, and well, my person, I do love them, and right now I don't respect their choices either, because the combination of the three created this entire giant fucking mess. I'm at the point, I'm, I want to let this shit go on, yet my life has been destroyed, and this stuff is continuing to go. I don't want my person being hurt or anything like that, but she also still has to take accountability for what she's done. And these other two the same way. These external people that basically got suckered into this situation because of a particular person, and I won't say necessarily my person, probably got too greedy and careless and manipulated someone a little too much and did too much. And they were told probably to stop more than once. I don't even actually really want something bad happening to those groups of people that were suckered into this. There's very specific people that were directly involved that do need to be held accountable. I don't have any hate in my heart towards any person involved, any of them. I hate what's been done. I hate what's been going on. And I just wish none of it had gone on to begin with. I just wish my person had not met the two people she did. She was already fucking up beforehand, making stupid choices, and because she was making poor choices beforehand, those poor choices led her to a couple really bad people, which led to a really bad situation that created a giant problem for a lot of people. Like I said, there's the particular group involved with the couple people that I do know. I genuinely have massive respect and love for them. Yet I had to stand to protect myself and everything that I lost to, just the same as they would. I respect their side. I respect my part. The fact that we all got pulled into this by people talking shit. That's where the triangulation has come in, and that's where I wasn't a part of that. So that's where I'm watching this, and now that I'm talking about, I'm starting to feel better. But I'm angry that all this had to keep going. That this was, no. I do miss her a lot. I do love her. She really needs help. She needs to be away from these various people. She needs to, yeah, she needs to be held accountable for her part too in her actions. I just don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything bad happen to her. The other two, I'm not sure how to feel on that. I am pretty angry with them, and I don't want to say something out of anger. I am sorry for the others that got pulled into this, just like I did, by people talking shit and trying to triangulate. I know the one person, I'll just say, the one neighbor, I'm sorry. You actually, hanging out with you, it was like hanging out with my uncle a long time ago when I was a kid, and some of his friends, the same uncle that I spoke to you about. I feel like shit about all this. None of this should have been going on. She wasn't thinking about, I guess you could say, what the repercussions of everything would be, or a situation. Just like me when I get a little hot-headed at times and panic and go into a panic mode where I can't think of anything but that I need to do something to make it stop. I don't like the ASD that I deal with, and that's part of the traits I don't like. I have no problems removing and retracting some things if it came down to it. Just to make this shit stop. She needs to go home. Outside that, she needs to face her shit. She needs real help. And yeah, she needs to be held accountable. The other two, I think they need to be left to... I think they just need to be left to their... left to karma. Because I don't really know them. I do care about what happens to other people. But they need to be really held accountable. Because I know which one of those primary three was the main thinker. This whole situation was not okay. And because...
6, triangulation. Number 7, the silent treatment. And lastly, number 8, they will use the legal system.
I'm already aware that I have been that they've been trying to paint me as a narc. Trust me, I've questioned a lot. And certain things happen, I'm going, okay, is that me? Or I do think about that a lot. Am I doing this? At times, but yeah, that last one, it does make me feel like shit. Because of the given situation, I just wish they knew that I need them to get help and accept the help. And to get away from particularly those other 2-3 people. I just want the rest of you to know I'm sorry. I just want the rest of you to know I'm sorry, and I will continue to speak up where it comes to domestic violence and abuses on all people, not just women, not just kids, all people. Nobody deserves this. And the fact that this particular situation pulled in a lot of people that really did not need to be pulled into, and individuals, run into bad luck with another narcissist that was actually worse than her. And yeah, I just hope others out there that may actually watch this stuff actually learn from this, from other narcissists' stupid choices and decisions, and what it also puts their victims and your victims, the positions they get put into. It's not just them getting left with nothing. You never know when you're gonna get you never know when that next person is going to be somebody that you don't want to meet up with, or hurt, or anything like that. And I'm talking in the sense of one too many people for self, whatever. I'm trying not to bash at this point. I'm trying to pick my words right wisely, and I'm pretty upset about it. I'm even praying for the people outside of this involved. I'm sorry. Because not even you guys deserve to deal with this bullshit either. None of you did. Sometimes the hard thing to recognize is sometimes angels do wear black. And sometimes demons have a pretty face and a kind voice, along with a soft touch. And those types of people can mess with your head in the sense of, like everybody else, it's immediate. We're all guilty of judging a book by its cover at some point to some degree. I had my head messed with so bad, and I feel horrible about this shit. Because this really should not involve as many people that it did. It should not have gotten to the point that it did. I am sorry to the people that got pulled into this, and I hope they truly understand I am sorry. And I wish my ex-person and those other two people, along with that damn artist, I'm not gonna say anymore. That shit shouldn't have been going on. Because it put so many people at risk. Regardless of backgrounds, it put more people at risk that really needed to be. I'm gonna be probably going down and locking a lot of, or I'm probably gonna be locking vids. Not so much just, yeah, I need to let them. I need to let those vids rest and just take the knowledge I have to try and help people and leave this stuff in the past and leave it behind. I have to leave it in God's hands. I'm exhausted. Like I said this morning, I only had a few hours of sleep, dealing with the cold. Yeah, I went out, go get therapy, get my shit together, get my head on straight, because this 5-6 years ago, you wouldn't see this in me. I was still obviously always on spectrum, but you'd never see this part of me. This would not have, no. Anyways, I just want every person involved to know, including, I guess, just say her and even those others. I am sorry about the level of bullshit that this has come to, or has had to go to. For everybody involved, I really wish that this was back at least a couple years, and it stopped probably closer towards the beginning of it. I'm sorry for the shit. I'm sorry for feeling the need to have to protect myself the way I had. And standing up for myself. Yeah, I didn't realize that I didn't even know it got to where I didn't know it was where it was like it was. There, I don't know how to explain that part safely. The main people I've been addressing that I wish she would gotten away from is primarily those two friends. That was a really fucked up influence on her. She already was doing stupid things on her own. I can't pass the blame on the other two on all things. She's responsible for her shit. It's like I'm responsible for the fact that in my need to protect myself, my family, my dad, my mom. And my mom has this. I'm having hell with that because my mom, she's not doing okay. I don't foresee seeing my mom by Christmas. And so yeah, I'm under a lot of stress, getting a few hours of sleep here and there. And sadly it's been, I don't know whether to say it's led to bad decisions or whatever. I do have a lot of remorse in all of this. And it's not just on myself. It really isn't actually on myself. It's remorse for her. It's remorse for her kids involved. That, yeah, it's remorse for the whole. It's remorse for the whole situation. And so I'm kind of just feeling it all. I don't know. I just don't know how to explain things. I don't like the fact that I've been extremely emotional anymore here these days. And a lot of just anything has been has been triggering this, even just small thoughts. The last 4 going 5 years has been total hell, and the idea so much shit was going on underneath my stupid, retarded fucking eyes and no. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've had a lot of concerns today, a lot of battles and issues and all kinds of shit today because as much as I've been happy, like my last vid, I was pretty, I was actually having a pretty decent day until I saw this vid, actually, to be honest, because it made me feel like shit. I was actually doing right until that point, and seeing that, I'm like, great. I'm really sorry, guys. I really am sorry. I've been trying really hard on trying to get away from these types of vids and trying to be more on the informative side instead of just me just pretty much being a broke down nutcase. I feel like shit where my boys are concerned now. It's just been bothering me because, yeah, I've been having to hold a lot of shit back. I'm trying to be strong in this. I'm trying really hard to be strong. But being aware, being like only barely a week aware. Yeah, it makes me feel like shit where my kids are concerned because of how I've responded and reacted to them. Because in my head, that, yeah, I know my oldest was very much involved with things. But at the same time, for him, it still goes back to his mom's bad decisions of and allowing her, whatever, to say and do the things that she did where my kids were concerned and others. Because that's where it started. And her mom and all that. It was an immediate family. Mom, kids, and all that shit. And grew from there. And I spent a lot of time. Yeah, I spent a lot of time being angry with my kids. I spent a lot of time being angry just kind of at everybody in the world because I had nobody to turn to. Nobody. And it just fueled that fucking anger. It's like, I'm getting tired of this treatment. I'm getting tired of it. I was tired of all the hate from my kid. I was tired of the hate from my other half. I was tired of all of it. I was tired of the hate from the family. Tired of the hate from friends. Even hate from friends that I didn't even know hated me until all this shit was going on. So many people. I lost everybody. And because of that because of the constant fight or flight mode that I've been in on nonstop, like the littlest things are still set me off. The fact that I realized how big of a fucking mistake I even made just on how I've just treated different people, not knowing who I can trust, pushing people away, and then how I've talked to my older son, how I've talked to my younger son, just flat out. I feel like shit for it. Because I can't justify my anger towards them regardless of the treatment I got from them. And it doesn't feel right. All of this stuff has been eating me up because I was lied to for so fucking long. And I knew the lies were going on. I was aware of everything, and that's the fact that I know that she labeled me as basically I was her God's little idiot. And I didn't realize certain things because because I've been so angry, so tired of being alone, all that through all this. You know, even some of that, just like those little tiny comments. You don't know how they affect you until something in front of you triggers it. Because I realize I am a fucking idiot. been in that constant mode that it's like it's just act like no, it's like taking a small animal that's a wild animal, cornering it, and what is it gonna do? It's gonna start slashing at you. It's gonna start fighting back, even though whether it knows it's gonna lose or not. I feel like shit for all it. And I'm just, I've been trying to keep positive all day, and all it took was this fucking bit. That's all it took.
We'll use the legal system against you. But don't let this sway you.
But don't let this sway you from going no contact, which is the same thing as a silent treatment. That's why some of this confuses me, and yeah. It makes me feel like genuine shit. Because all I was trying to do was build a life for us while she was out having fun. And it leads to a really fucked up situation. Anyways, I've been sitting there crying for 40 minutes. And it's about that time, I'm exhausted. I've been trying to get back to a sleep schedule where I can go to bed early again and not be up all night with my head in this shit. I don't like the fact that there are things going on that I can't explain, and I'm afraid to, because I'm aware of how it sounds. As is, I sound bad enough. I do listen to myself, and it's like, I'm aware, half the time, at times there, I sound like I'm batshit crazy at times there, and I listen to myself. And it's like, it's why I know I needed to go get help and get therapy so fucking badly for so long. And I'm just tired. I just wanted her to finally be happy. I wanted her family to just stop hating me. I wanted my kids to stop hating me. I just wanted this all to stop. I just wanted my family back. I wanted somebody to actually love me and not just say it, but actually show it. Actually spend time with me, not have me spend time with them while he slept. That's why I would be up most of the time at night, because the only time I could spend time with her was when we were sleeping at night, when she was sleeping. She's gone the rest of the time. I just want the others to know I'm sorry. I'm still sorry. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry for my emotional breakdown here. I've had these types of breakdowns and meltdowns plenty at the last couple years. I've had a lot of trouble. I've had a lot of trouble keeping it, I don't know, bottled or held back. I've always been a really sensitive person. I accidentally run over a cat, I'll cry. Yeah, I can go hunting. I can do that stuff. I know if something's a necessity, I do it. Otherwise, I don't do it. I don't like to kill things. I don't like to hurt. I don't like I don't like seeing people get hurt. I don't like seeing anything get hurt. That's why over time I got to a point I can't even watch a lot of different certain shows anymore. I can obviously watch, action stuff like that. Yeah, I know it's fake. But there's certain scenarios that happens in those that might trigger me, and it won't be the action stuff. Same thing with the others. All it takes, like that little vid, just takes these little things, and because I'm in that situation where I don't feel safe anywhere. Like, I don't like having to live with my head on a swivel all the time because somebody. Well, I guess you can say at my point, I even put myself in a bad situation trying to fucking save my relationship and trying to make sure that, particularly one person, would be held accountable, and I didn't even know it was to that extent. Like, the stuff I learned was only realistically over the last few days, and I didn't even have to be around them. They didn't even have to directly message me. It was all done by other means. Yeah, I'm hearing there's a chainsaw going on in the background, and it's bothering me right now. I've gotta go. Thank you.